First of all, congratulations and best wishes to the organizers of USHA. It's an incredible event to celebrate Bharat. So it's a first event, that's what I've been told. Congratulations and many more to come. It's a great event. So those who don't know what is the meaning of Vande Bharatam, you all know Bharat means another name for India. Vande is praise. So we are here to praise the Bharat, which is India. So it's a good occasion to have all friends of India, all the elected representatives, all my colleagues from office, all the great community leaders and friends of India. So talking about Incredible India, you have seen the fantastic video about Incredible India. So our MC has mentioned about the number of the diversity which India has. So she had mentioned 28 states. I would add up another 8 union territories. So that will make it 36. In addition to that, she had mentioned 3,600 languages and dialects. Yes, officially we recognize 22 languages in the parliament, and so anything which happens in Indian parliament, it is translated into 22 languages simultaneously. Every proceedings. So that's an immense job. So that is on the literature part. So coming to civilizational. So how many of you know that India has several cities which is continuously inhabited for thousands of years? Varanasi, Madurai, these are the cities which are continuously inhabited for thousands and thousands of years. While the character and things are changed to the modern cultural aspect, architectural aspect, the cultural aspects of the city, the vibe of the city. So that when you go to these cities, you will get that vibe which is thousands of years, which is rotating in that area. So you will feel very light at heart. I'm just experiencing it. So that's what I'm saying. Whenever whoever wants to go to India, go to these places where you will see all the other places anywhere, but India is the only place I can take proud and say that you have continuously inhabited towns which has the good souls for so many years, and it is in that city, so you'll feel the vibe. So coming back to the modern India, why Bharat matters, why is India important? So you know India is the most populous country, 1.4 billion and continuing. It's not only the population which matters, that brings in the domestic market, that is the market for which every company is looking into investment in India. In addition to that, we are the youngest population in the world. So the median population is around 28, and it is going to continue for next 30 to 40 years to come. While the world is aging, India is becoming young. So in addition to that, India urbanization is going to a big factor. 60% of the population is going towards urban centers in next few years to come. So that makes it a big market. In addition to that, India is a democratic country. You all know, like USA. So it's the largest democracy. We just celebrated the festival of democracy, which is elections, wherein 970 million people are eligible for voting. 970 million people are eligible to vote. And this happened in 6 to 7 phases, 1.5 month journey, and we are celebrating the Temple of Democracy in India. So that's the biggest value. In addition to that, the continuity of democracy, that's a key factor in the policy framework. Where anybody wants to invest in India, look into India, the democratic values of India is going to continue, and it is going to continue strong. So economic policy, stability and economic policy, and all the other institutions which are in place. So these are the factors which favors India. That's what she mentioned, that Sudhir Sani has mentioned that India is going to be the third biggest economy. So these are the factors which will drive towards that goal. So already we are almost close to the fourth. We will become third in coming years. So it's not only that. So our government of India and Honorable Prime Minister has come up with a concept called Amrit Kal. So we just celebrated 75th years of our independence. So moving towards 100 years, what is our goal? So next 25 years, a goal has been set where India is poised to become 32 trillion economy. So at the end of 2047, we'll be the second largest economy in the world. That's the target we have kept. So keeping this target, every other factors related to the target like GDP, per capita, and all the other things are going to grow in an enormous pace. So touching upon India-US relationship, so you all know, it's as told with the State Secretary here, India-US relationship is the defining relationship in the 21st century. So there is no sector under human endeavors which is not touched with the robustness of India-US strategic global partnership. So I say many countries relationship where you will have sector-wise collaboration, but this is one significant relationship that you have everything under human endeavor which is being collaborated between India and USA. So that's the robustness of India and USA strategic partnership, which is growing. So we already have 200 million trade relationship between India and US, and the target is to go to 500 billion. So that's the target which we have kept. So traditionally we have been excelled in various sectors. So now the new and critical and emerging technologies like quantum, artificial intelligence, biotechnology, space, defense, these are the new areas of collaboration which is taking shape between India and USA. This will bring the numbers, and we are going to collaborate in technology, anything, 5Gs, machine learning, artificial intelligence, including healthcare. I will not be underestimating if I don't mention healthcare. That education is a new sector which is coming. It's already known fact that US has become a popular destination for all the Indian students. So every year around more than 250,000 students come to USA to study. And it's a very favorable destination. So I can't keep on going on this. So let's not bore on this good evening. There are a lot of cultural programs lined up. Thank you, organizer, once again for bringing all the friends of India and everyone to celebrate India. And it's a good occasion to be here. Thanks for inviting me, and let's enjoy the evening. Thank you.
Invitation from our friend Stacy Ridings, and she's here with her husband, and inspirational entertainer, global Miss Eartha Sense. I just wanted to be here. I'd like to just say a couple of personal, beautiful things. As I watched the video, India is beautiful, and yet it's expressed in each of you tonight. We feel a little bit of India right here tonight, and it's so happy and beautiful. The world can be a challenging place, and there are things that have to be better everywhere in the world. But when we take just a little time ourselves and come together to do what we're doing tonight, things can unite and become better. It is just so amazing. I am in the family that birthed Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. My daddy, Reverend A.D. King, is his brother, and they have passed away, and we love them very much, and we miss them. I am so grateful to be here with you tonight. I learned about Gandhi as a little girl, and my uncle admired his principles of nonviolence, and that was given to the world, and it is still here today. I want to encourage you and remind you, nonviolence is still best. It's absolutely best. Gandhi has been right about that. So I'm with you tonight to celebrate. It's just amazing. The dancing, the singing has been exquisite. The food is absolutely amazing. I have to tell you the truth, I had to get a little yogurt when I had my appetizer because it's a little spicy. Ooh, but delicious, delicious. So I'm gonna stop with these remarks. There's a little universal song, and so I'm just gonna sing it for 3 lines. Love makes the world go round. Love makes the world go round. Love makes the world go round. So share your love. God bless you. Thank you.
The podium for obvious reasons. Honorable Ramesh Babuji, respected Dr. Alveda King, respected Stacy Ridings, all the elected representatives who are present here, diplomats, CEOs, media personnel, and friends. A warm greeting to all of you, and namaste. Namaste means that I am divine, so are each one of you. And I bow down to your divinity. So that's what namaste means. This word came from Bharat, the land Hindus call as sacred, a land that is perhaps the oldest civilization, It has a millennia old culture, heritage. So why are we gathered here today on a Sunday night when we could do a lot of other good things? Is it because we want to salute and celebrate India's culture? Is it because we want to appreciate its contributions to the world? Is it because India is a great democracy? Is it because India has a lot of diversity and freedom? Well, it's all of the above. But those Indians who are sitting next to you, they think, most of them, they will think this is all mundane stuff. We heard this before. What I should tell is what happened yesterday night. India won the T20 cricket match. So, on behalf of USHA and all the distinguished guests sitting here, we congratulate and appreciate the Indian team. Vande Bharatam is a concept or idea that is born out of a desire to respect India as an idea. A lot of people think India is a culture, a civilization, a nation, all kinds of things. But India is also an idea, a very unique idea. Never before in the history of the human race have we witnessed a nation that has presented a unique idea. So what is the idea of India? I would like to present to you three aspects of India, the idea. The first one is by nature, the Hindus, the Buddhists, the Jains, and the Sikhs who call India their home. All these religions were born in India. And we have Christianity, we have Islam, we have Judaism. As a matter of fact, we have some of the oldest followers of Judaism and Christianity in India. One of the earliest mosques in the world was built in India. So, what is unique about this Indian idea? That it is able to embrace diversity. So much so that we have, as many of the earlier speakers have said, innumerable languages, so many customs and traditions. You go from one place to another, the cuisine changes, the climate changes, everything is different. In a simple word, it is a microcosm of the entire world. That is what India is. And India is able to survive as a single nation. Its culture is unique in the sense that any other country, if you go to France, Russia, China, any other country in the world, they would boast of a particular culture where there is one language, one religion, one custom, one everything. So I want to give you an example. I'm sure all of you like story. Yes. Okay. By the way, I made up this story. So in the early 80s, when the Soviet Union was in power, one Russian fellow came to Atlanta and he happened to go to Kroger. And when he reached Kroger, he asked the employee, "Where can I find coffee?" So the employee took him to the aisle where there were a lot of coffee. So the Russian looks at all these coffees and he just faints. Why? Because where he came from, when you ask for coffee, they give you one kind of coffee. And here in Kroger, You have Colombian coffee, Mexican coffee, Indian coffee, you name it. So diversity can cause shock to many people, but not to Hindus, not to Indians. We are used to this. So much so that in India we have such a diversity, we have 73 different types of bananas. Yes. So I was talking about this with our Honorable Consul General of India, and immediately he says, Gokul, actually there is one banana to cause fever, and there is another banana to get rid of fever. So this is the kind of diversity that we have. Secondly, the idea of India embraces democracy. Democracy, as we all know, is not welcomed in many countries. Almost half of the world or more, I could be corrected, doesn't have freedom, doesn't have democratic rights. So, India especially exists in a neighborhood where there is relatively less freedom. So it's an oasis of freedom in the middle of a vast desert of oppression and injustice. I would like to share the recent results of the Indian elections. Typically, in the US or any other country, you have two parties. India has 2,600 political parties. Just imagine, when someone wants to have a third party in the United States, most people are reluctant to accept it. But we in India, we say, you want to start a political party, go ahead. And this recent elections was so significant. It is the largest democratic exercise in the history of the human race. More than 650 million people participated. We had 15 million volunteers who made sure the elections was fair and it was convenient to people. This election was important for another reason. There were two alliances, and the alliance that lost, they were celebrating. So somebody asked, why are you celebrating? He said, we gained more seats than we had before. Then we had these communists. You know, communists, as you know, they are declining everywhere, including India, thank God. So the communists, when asked, why are you celebrating? They said that our friends got a lot more seats than they used to. So that's why we are celebrating. Now the ruling party did not do that well. So somebody asked the Prime Minister, why are you happy? So he said, well, I'm back for the third time. So that's why I'm happy. Imagine a country where every political party and every candidate is happy. Now that is called the perfect democracy. And this can only happen in Bharat. I also want to talk to you about a concept that is unique to India, and later it was accepted in many other Asian countries, which is the idea of dharma. Dharma is a word for easy understanding. You can think of the word instrument. So the word instrument means different things for different people. For a musician, it could be a violin, it could be a flute. For a surgeon, it is tools for operating a patient. For an attorney, it would be a legal device. For different people, it means different things. So it is for dharma. We have dharma which keeps the universe, the cosmos together. This is a very important concept of India, and unless people understand dharma, you will not be able to understand India. So what is this dharma? Dharma means that I have a duty not to harm or hurt anybody else in the world. Anybody. Not even animals, not even other species. I have only the right to exist myself and live myself. I don't have the right to hurt anybody else in this universe. So this thought that I should respect everyone is an original Indian idea. And because of this, India never was accused of violations of human rights. It was never accused of persecuting its minorities. It is never accused of genocides. India is a beacon of light for the entire world. So this is the India that we are celebrating today. And both freedom and inclusivity, they are incorporated into the ancient scriptures of Bharat or India. And therefore, for us, it is mandatory that we cherish inclusivity, freedom, diversity, and respect for all. So thank you for coming today and joining with us. And we hope to continue this relationship with all of you for the future. And let us make together a better world. Thank you.
The existence of the ancient most civilization. So I am really blissful to attend this particular program. Thank you, everyone.
But the slow and steady win the race. The race is a very sensitive word nowadays. I would avoid that, but my biggest gratification comes from conducting 420 weddings. And you'll be very gratified to know 60% of them are interfaith. This is the direction in which we are going. And I'm very proud, I'm very happy for our young people. My main passion is for Sanskrit literature. Chekhov, a prominent Russian writer, he says, my lawful wife is medicine, which he was practicing. But he says, my mistress is my writing. This is the only way in which India will permit a bigamy. So my passion is for Sanskrit, and therefore I was delighted when the language was properly recognized. And therefore, I would sum up by one quotation from Sanskrit, which was not mentioned today, Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. We are not India, we are not America, we are not USSR, we are not England. We are one family, humans and the others. That is the beauty of Sanskrit.